Hello everyone, Andy here, and let's do it. Let's do some proper speculation about Kill Team Salvation. Now look, we've all seen the reveal of Season 3. Oh wait, I should go to the reveal of Season 3, shouldn't I? Hold on, okay, one sec. Right, here we go. Now look, we've all seen the reveal of Season 3, okay? We've had time to digest it. We've had time to run amok in the Discords and Reddits and Facebook groups and throw out some wild speculation. So now it's time for me to take my own guesses, and then, frankly, we can be done with it and not hear about Salvation until Warcom gives us some real news. Oh, and like 2/3 of this video is actually just going to be me giving you a proxy guide to make your own Scorpions and Scouts early. If you want to know how to do that and how much that's going to cost you, Jesus, right? But nobody cares about my hobby videos, but this basically is one, and I've tricked you, haha. Rules first, though, not to worry. So look, hopefully stock issues are fixed, but maybe not. So here's some hobby ideas to proxy everything in Salvation. Yes, again, tricked. Although, if you want the terrain video, that was the last one. This is mainly going to be the Scorpions and the Scouts. But first, possible terrain rules. So, we see here, this is all we have to go on, right? They haven't told us anything else, really. We have some physical objective markers that are on top of gantries. So, presumably, we no longer have to place objectives on the kill zone floor, which is a good thing. And then we see we have this big thing in the middle of the board. And further to that, now maybe I'm reading too much into it, but if we zoom in, this line here is such a marked line that I think that this might be a thing. Now, yeah, I don't know, like, you know, if our cover line crosses this line, something happens, right? Like, that's the logical thing that that's why you would give whatever C is in the middle here such a defined line, is because something will occur when your cover line crosses this line, right? So, what could that be? So my first kind of guess, just off the cuff, could be that everything that shoots through that center water is reduced to 6 inches. No, that was my second guess. Sorry. My first guess was it would just be like a giant smoke grenade, which means obscuring. But then any obscurity ignoring ability would be absolutely insane, assuming that this is a floor is lava situation. But, you know, maybe it's not. Maybe it's an infinitely high rectangle and any cover line that passes through it gets reduced to 6 inches. So not just up here. So not just I'm down here and if I'm on the floor, everything's obscured. But what if I'm up here on this platform? Because this is an infinitely high rectangle, everything is still obscured or within 6 inches. I don't know. I'm just trying to make sense of it. Maybe being up here on a platform means that you get completely free shooting, in which case that's horrifying. But so that can't be it. So you have to either be obscured when you're within kind of the central water zone, or there is some sort of range reduction when your cover line touches it. That's my guess. Also, you know, if it is some sort of range reduction, then obscuring negation rules aren't going to be completely OP broken. Now, the ground floor, despite not having much cover, you could always just count as being in cover, right? So I think there's definitely some combination of rules here that will make for a very interesting kill zone. But I'm hopeful for there being some new height rules as well, because I'd like to apply them to other terrain, like the Warcry staff, or anyone with existing Mechanicus walkways, right? As we've seen everybody set up an identical board, yeah? Or Old Sector Imperialis ruins, which I have, and I'm actually quite excited to play whatever this new system is on. For a boss battle, I hope to do, assuming that Salvation comes soon, and I can use whatever jump rules we have here with a huge boss model. I don't know, just guessing. Then we come to the teams. But before the teams... Wait for it. If you're a subscriber to my channel, I'd like to give you a big double hello. Wow, guys. That pleasantry is just like a nice little thank you to all the chaps, chapesses, and chapai out there that subscribe to me, honestly. You do you. Love it. Consider liking and leaving a comment too, you cheeky little devils. Also, if you're really picking up what I'm putting down here, consider checking me out on Patreon, where you just get a bunch of stuff that mainly revolves around me rambling and talking to you more and in more videos. That would be very polite of you. Thank you. Okay, let's get back to it. We can't dilly-dally. So obviously I'm mainly a hobby channel. So I'm going to tell you all the hot tips for how to create these teams early. And these teams are indeed scorching hot, so wait for those. But first, I gave a little bit of speculation about the terrain rules, so it's only fair that I give a bit of speculation about the teams. I don't know what this next picture is. Oh yes, we need to talk about this, don't we? Yeah, cool. What's the next one after that? Not that one. Okay, this is the bit. So, here's the thing. New terrain and a new kill zone is quite easy to get wild with speculation, because it's basically a total unknown. There's so many options. They could apply anything to our kill zone, and we just have to deal with it as a group of, 28, 29 teams, whatever we are now. There's so many options. Are we going to start having to play a game where a failed jump test ends your activation? So we have to consider that sort of thing. I don't know. And I'm not sure you can jump within a charge, and it kind of seems like blocking. Hold on, let me show you. Here, look at how small these are. Assuming that this is a 40mm base, look at how small these platforms are, right? I'm sure that you're going to be able to block platform jumping, and if you can't charge in the jump, then it'd be much easier to block it. So it would just be a total range player's playground, hello Pathfinder and Phobos dominance. But the teams. At this point in the life cycle of the game, we are starting to see teams become relatively predictable. Now, predictable might sound bad, but I don't mean it that way. I mean that we can look at a sniper rifle and guess its profile. We can look at a power weapon and we kind of just get it. A bolter or a shotgun, yeah, those are defined profiles. We know what they do. So really, the speculation is just, what on earth are these tokens needed for? What do they bring to the team? Maybe equipment is getting a boost in this season, and it will be important enough that Games Workshop decided we needed dedicated equipment tokens, because these teams are built around important equipment decisions. We basically know that Aspect Warriors don't have specialists, and some speculate that we will give them a kind of pseudo-specialism with equipment. And maybe that tracks with a series of tokens that we otherwise don't know what to do with and haven't needed in the game before. So we see here, this is presumably the Eldar token set. What is this? I don't know, but we seem to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the same token, maybe more beneath it. 2, I don't know, of another. And this is presumably this, but in the Eldar colour. And then if we're looking at the Raven Guard, the Scouts, what's all of this? This is a homing beacon? I don't know what that is. And this is 2 in the pink, 1 in the sting hand, I guess. And then just a regular -1 APL token. A knife. Handcuffs? A rope? Maybe? So, that kind of looks like equipment tokens. You can give them a knife. You can give them a climbing rope. That. Oh, you know what? I thought it was how the kill team skull, when you're concealed, is half of it is faded out. So it's, concealed. I thought it was that. I thought one half of the guy was faded out, but maybe. No, I don't know. What are exclamation marks for? That's a grenade. Yeah, smoke grenade, regular grenade. There you go. Feet. You can give your guys feet, I assume. However, from a raw stats perspective, did you like my breakdown of the tokens? That was good, wasn't it? But from a raw stats perspective, well, Scouts are pretty much defined in Compendium for the stat line, aren't they? So they're going to be 2 APL, 8 wounds, 4 up save. Assaulty shotguns from Compendium, in case you've forgotten, are 4 dice hitting on 2s, 4 damage. That's your team right there, baby. Throw in 3 special weapons and we kind of get what they do. They hit you on 2s with 4 damage. What more do you need, right? Then what about Scorpions? So some sort of Void Dancer Corsair hybrid. Let me go and show you the Scorpions. Here we go. Scorps, yeah, woo! We can look at them all. Wow, don't they look cool? I'm also going to show you later a comparison of an old fine cast Scorpion to new Eldar models, so brace yourself for that one, chaps. So, what are these guys going to be? Are they going to be some sort of Void Dancer Corsair hybrid? Like 2.5 APL, 4-5 damage at either 4 or 5 attacks with balanced, right? I mean, that's what chainswords tend to be. And the Claw, who knows? Who knows? Presumably a power fist, so 5-7 brutal, right? And then how are they making this a real team? Because just, whatever, 9-10 of these guys with chainswords at 2.5 APL? You know what? That could be good enough. I don't know. That's not terrible, frankly. And then are they going to be 3-up saves? Because that's what, like, they have the best armor of all the aspect warriors, so they're meant to be like Space Marine level saves. I think they are in 40k. I don't play 40k, I don't know. It's a total guess. I didn't check. So, yeah. No idea. The speculation to make them a real team is just off the charts. Nobody has any clue. So I thought the Corsairs were kind of the default Eldar with 2.5 APL getting that free dash, and I really liked that as a design concept. But then Hand of the Archon came out, and I didn't have it. So who knows? But I'm going to double down on 2.5 APL being different per aspect. I said this in my first reveal stream, but I still think this is like a great way to make this team really interesting. So maybe Dire Avengers get like a free shoot action, Banshees get a free fight action, and Scorpions get a free dash. And Banshees can all fly, Scorpions can charge from conceal, and Avengers can like mission action for free or something. There you go. Now, there you go. I can't give you more than that. I think the basic stats are probably going to be very simple, but what they give them for their abilities is going to define the team, it would appear. Because apparently the specialists aren't going to define the team in this instance. Now, of course, I am a hobby channel primarily. So again, let us assume that the stock issues are totally fixed. There's no issue getting hold of the salvation box, okay? Fingers crossed, it is a possibility. Maybe Leviathan really was an issue. Yeah. But let's imagine that there is a problem, or you just want to get your teams ready to go for rules release day, and you aren't really that fussed about using these official models. What are the options? Well, let's start with the Blades of Cain. Step 1. We know 100% that Dire Avengers, I don't know why that's the first thing I have. Here we go. Striking Scorpions. There we go. What am I doing here? Okay, alright. Striking Scorpions. Let's start with the Blades of Cain. Step 1, we know 100% that Dire Avengers and Howling Banshees are in this team, and both of those kits exist. There is conflicting information on anything more than that, though. In the stream, they said plastic aspect warriors, but then only called out specifically the Banshees and Avengers. So there has been speculation about Dark Reapers also being in the team, to which people then kind of point out that the Crimson Hunter, which is the Eldar flyer, is piloted by an aspect warrior, so was that included too? There's no way to say at this point, but I wouldn't rush out to pick up the Dark Reapers just yet when we have already confirmed that it's either a 9 or 10 model team, and you can get a bonus for running all of one aspect. So you already need potentially 10 Avengers and 10 Banshees. Is that going to be optimal? Who knows, but technically legal according to people that sometimes say the wrong thing on a live stream. Yeah. From here we have things to decide. First up, Dire Avengers. They are an older kit, okay? They used to be sold on 25s. They are now sold on 28s if you buy this kit. So 28mm is the official size these days. I bought mine and built them, as you will soon see, back when they were sold on 25s. So, my bad. Luckily, do we need to update them? Not to worry. I did the hard work for you a few months back. Back when I saw that still thought that 40k was an interesting game and not a slap in the face, I bought a new box of Eldar Guardians and 2 sets of Dire Avengers. I kept it very simple with a head swap, putting on their little skirts. Oh, these guys don't have their little skirts on. Why is that? Oh, they do, sorry, but they're on the back. You see, yep, Not super noticeable, but they do have their little skirts, I promise. Because they're elves, they wear skirts. Which is a thing that elves do. I did a head swap. Little skirts and the movement tracker dongle on their back. There you go. Nice and simple. Very simple, very quick, and honestly, the head alone gets across that they are Avengers. You see, this middle model is a regular Guardian, and the one on the left and the right is the head swap models that I put together. There you go. Very clear that the head is more than enough to let you know that's not a regular Guardian. In my opinion, you don't need to do anything more. Now, if you wanted, you could add a scope to the gun and larger shoulder pads, but I didn't, because here we see the actual official Dire Avenger model, also so that you can see whether or not it's worth doing this upgrade, you know. So, notice that it has a gun. It also has slightly cooler looking shoulder pads. And also do note, it looks like I've done something special with this head. I haven't. It's just a default head, but it's on a larger body. Yeah. There were no changes apart from what I've just said. So, basic arm swaps, head swaps, etc. These new Guardians are honestly like such great dynamic poses. I really like them. But honestly, again, after pulling out like the new ones alongside the old ones, they really don't look much different. If you ignore that this is on a different base size, they look so similar. Like, really. It's not worth the amount of money that I paid to do this. Quite genuinely. But if you think it's worth it, then obviously you totally should. But, you know, you can see him here. If you're an Eldar fanboy, maybe you want to go all out, updating the old Avenger sculpt, you're cool. Now, Banshees are new and look great. No notes. Quick side ideas. So, whilst I got all of these models out, here we see an old Finecast Scorpion so that you can see scale creep. And how they've embiggened some models. I had that lying around. You know, the Dire Avengers are obviously the shooting guys. So maybe you'd like to use other already new sculpts like the Rangers. There you go. And then you can see the Rangers next to my Guardian bodies and the old Dire Avenger. And then that's without the old Dire Avenger. And then, hey, shooting doesn't have to just be Rangers. What are these guys called? I've completely forgotten what they're called, actually. Dark Reapers. They are the shooting aspect warrior. There you go. Maybe you want to use them, because again, they're a new sculpt from last year, the year before, 2 years ago, I think. And maybe you think that's cool. There you go. Lovely. Right. Here is the Guardian Defender's sprue, because that's going to be relevant. Let's talk about Scorpions, okay? These guys essentially are Eldar with pistols and chainswords and are green. The lore of these guys is that they're supposed to be both the stealthiest of the aspect warriors, but also the most heavily armored. But honestly, looking at the pictures of them, they don't kind of look any more heavily armored. Where was... No, there you go. They don't really look any more heavily armored than these Dire Avengers, do they? Really? But whatever. It's the law, it's fine. It's the law, I guess. So, you know, to me, not much of an issue, I feel. Now, if only there was a new modern Eldar kit that gave us access to chainswords and pistols. Oh, wait. The Eldar Guardian kit is in fact a dual kit and can create not just Eldar Guardians, as we see here, but also Storm Guardians. Wow, how about that? Now, Storm Guardians can be equipped with chainswords and pistols, or power blades, or power swords and pistols. Yes, that's right. If you want to create everything you need for striking Scorpions, they are just the default Guardian kit. But then you just paint them with green armor. And that's it. Yeah. So you can spend £35 instead of however much Salvation is going to be at like £70, and you will have your 10 Scorpions. Yeah, not much more to add, really, is there? And I don't know, you know, like, get funky with additional options for the X-Arch. I guess you can stick, like, 3 swords together and call it a claw after hacking away at them with clippers for a bit. Because you get a lot of spare bits in this Guardian kit. But hold on, there is more. In the same Guardian kit, not only do they have passable Dire Avenger guns, over here, there we go, and striking Scorpion chainswords, which we see, oh, no, wrong one, sorry, which we see here, and Howling Banshee swords, as we see here. You know, hypothetically, a single Eldar Guardian kit for £35 can replace 2 kits of Avengers at $27.50 each, 2 kits of Banshees at $37.50 each, and presumably Kill Team Salvation at, presumably, based on Warcry, £65. Once we know the optimal build, instead of spending £190, in case you didn't add that up yourself, you can swap all of that bollocks for a mere £35. Oh, it's a bargain, isn't it? And in lore, not only are the weapons different, but some can be blue. Yeah. Not only are the weapons going to be different, you know, on your models, some can be blue, some can be beige, and some can be green. And there is literally no better way. Like, nobody can challenge you on proxy issues if you've done them in blue, beige, and green. There's literally no easier way to make them easier to distinguish. Oh, the Banshees need to be on a tactical rock for height, though. Do keep that in mind. Or, yes, so as I swap from Hobby Master to Lore Master, in Eldar lore there are something called the Black Guardians. The Luther craft world doesn't have many aspect warriors, and so uses more specialised Guardian squads. So you'd paint them all with black armour, bone helmets, and their respective weapons. Lore accurate, hybrid Guardian/aspect warrior squad. Very civilised, very civilised. Okay, now we move on to the Scouts. The Primaris Crusader squad, okay. So if you want to make Scouts before Scouts release, we know their loadouts, and I figured out what you need to do this, and it's actually more than the full aspect warrior list cost, so 190, it's going to be more than that, brace yourselves. But for 10 models, honestly, a bit much, I think we can agree. So, the official way to do it would be to buy 3 boxes of Black Templar Primaris Crusaders. Each box has 4 initiates and built-in options for bolters or chainsword/pistol. No shotgun option, so we need to buy shotguns from another kit. There's many places to get these, but I recommend the Goliath Gang from Necromunda. It comes with 6 shotguns, more than enough, we think, and the bare arms fit the Scouts' theme and vibes. All other arms that I've seen are kind of covered up, or of the wrong scale that I could find. We then need a heavy bolter, a sniper, and a missile launcher. For the bolter and launcher, here we go. Okay, now you'd assume you'd go to the Devastator squad if you need a bolter and a launcher, right? But the Devastator squad is £37.50. If you instead buy the heavy weapons upgrade set for £28, £10 cheaper, and then you just use 1 of each, and then you just have 9 left of both things. But it is £10 cheaper, so you can't really say no, can you? Let's be honest. And then, those are your heavies, and then you need the sniper box. How do you get that? Well, that's going to be in the Eliminator box. That's the Devastator squad. In the Eliminator box, there you go, which gives us a cloak as well, which of course we're going to need. Then there's only really one other thing that we need, which is the grapnel launcher that we get back here from the Primaris Scouts. You can either use that one, which does look cool, or you can use this one. I'd probably go with this one, but that's me. There's also, you've got to have a comms guy, but I'm sure you can smash together one from the Phobos kit somehow, and like just give them an antenna. Maybe use that. That's your antenna piece. There you go. Sorted. Now, what do you think the total is for that? To custom convert as close as possible, like to all official model Scouts as possible, £243. Superb. It's like my rent. Oh God, I wish that was my rent. No, it's nowhere near my rent. So, obviously you can go and like buy individual pieces off eBay. I just wanted to do it the 100% official way. And if I'm honest, the way that I was doing it before when I wanted to like build up a 40k army, because that's so many models that you can then use in 40k. Not anymore, buddy. Now, what are the conversion piece options? If you want to get, if you don't want to use the Crusader squads, right? So, good luck, but here's your best bet. We buy the Goliath box, not only because we need those shotguns, but also because they make a great base body for the scouts. Bare arms, here you go. I'll show you what they look like. Somebody else did this on Reddit, credit to them. I think these look awesome, basically. So bare arms, cloth trousers, then all we need, honestly, are head swaps and special weapons. Now, I haven't done this conversion myself, but here's a few pictures from those that have, and I think they look great. Depending on how much of this scout chestplate you scalpel away, you can make them look quite neat or quite chaosy or grunge and industrial. And that's just from somebody off Reddit. I don't know who that is. And then there's Mengel Miniatures, who has done this as another possible scout option. This is obviously very intricate. So he's used Goliath legs and arms, I believe. But then is using, and probably torso, but then the head is from a scout model, I think. The character scout, and then the cloak is from the Kellamorph, and who knows where he got the sniper rifle from, but bits box, right? Ooh, there you go. So that's obviously going to be a bit cheaper, but oh my god, it's still very expensive, right? Hello again. Woo! And there you go. That's all of my Kill Team Salvation speculation done. It's finished. We don't have to return here until they start giving us actual rules on Warcom. Good. If you've made it till the end, I'd like to give you a little bit of a video bonus, and that's a triple hello. Wow, thank you so much for watching. There's not much you can do better than watching till the end of the video, but if you want to go even that one step further, please do consider my Patreon, where you just get a lot more of me talking to you and rambling a lot more in other videos. So, that'd be cool. Alright, thank you everybody. Kill Team Salvation done. Thank you. Goodbye.